up, YouTube? Thomas L here with the new thriller Greta opening this week. Since the film, stars Chloë Moretz, I decided to do my top 10 favorite Chloë Moretz movies. Now, at the age of 22, she's been doing lots of pretty interesting stuff, over the years. And I mean, she of course started out as acting as she pretty much acted at a very young age, and since then she's been doing some. She's been it's a pretty she's really proven to be a pretty decent actress, and she's actually been in quite enough to do a top 10 video of. So that being said, here's my 10 favorite Chloë Moretz movies. All right, coming in at number 10 is If I Stay, which is based on a book, like a YA novel, which is usually hits and misses once in a while. And in If I Stay, Chloë Moretz plays a young cellist named Mia Hart, whose life is changed after a car accident puts her in a coma, and so during an out of body experience, she must decide whether to wake up and live a far different than she had imagined. And it's pretty much similar to the movie Ghost, the one with Patrick Swayze, kind of similar to that. And also, she's even in love with a rock singer guitarist named Adam. And so, when she leaves from when she ends up waking up, she got also decide whether she go with him if she wants to be with him as well. This movie is a really touching and cute little film. I mean, Chloë Moretz was really good. The one who plays the dude in this, Jamie Blackett, I think that's his name. He was pretty good. It was a nice little film. I mean, it wasn't great, nothing like that, but I found it to be a pretty tearjerker, it's a real tearjerker. I mean, if you see this movie, you're probably gonna want some tissues while you're watching it because it's really sad. It's pretty good though. I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. But just to be warned, definitely grab some tissues while you're watching this. Coming in at number 9 is kind of a recent one, and that would be The Miseducation of Cameron Post. Now, in this, Chloë Moretz, plays a girl named Cameron who is the prom queen, and one day, she's caught, making out with her girlfriend, and so her family pretty much sends her away to a conversion, a gay conversion therapy, and so there she ends up bonding with some of the fellow residents as they pretend to pretty much go along with the process while waiting to be released. Now, this is a really kind of an underrated film. I mean, this actually came out the same year as another movie where a young kid goes to a gay conversion therapy, and that was that movie Boy Erased. So this is kind of similar to that. I mean, Chloë Moretz, I thought she was terrific in this. I mean, she really gave a good performance. She also had good chemistry with Sasha Lane, who was terrific. You also had who else was in this? I think Jennifer Yale was in this. You also had the one who plays Leo DiCaprio's son in The Revenant. I think the actor's name is Forrest Goodluck. He was good in this. You also had Quinn Shepard. Pretty good cast. And I gotta say, too bad Chloë Moretz didn't get hardly any Oscar love for this, because she was actually that good in this movie. I mean, it's not a great film or anything. It is a little draggy at times, but it's actually pretty decent. And it's pretty sad that there's these gay conversion therapies. I mean, that's pretty messed up. If the person is gay and all, just let them live their life. I mean, it's not boring anyone. Those gay conversion therapies are just messed up. All right. Coming in at number 8 will be Martin Scorsese's film Hugo. Hugo is a really fantastic movie. I mean, it stars Asa Butterfield, who's a really terrific actor. You also had Jude Law, Sir Ben Kingsley. Now, here, Chloë Moretz actually plays the goddaughter of a toy merchant played by Ben Kingsley. And so Hugo Cabot, played by Asa Butterfield, who also lives in the walls of a train station in 1930s Paris. and his like job is to pretty much oil and maintain the station's clocks. And but to him, his more important task is to protect a broken automation and a notebook left to him by his late father, played by Jude Law. And so he's like accompanied by Chloë Moretz's character to embark on a quest to pretty much solve the mystery of the automation, and of course find a place where he can also call home. It's a really nice film. I mean, it got released in 2011, and I guess it still gets talked about once in a while. I mean, I really like the chemistry between Butterfield and Moretz. Ethan Butterfield is a really good actor. I mean, I'm glad to see him getting more work. I mean, he's on that new Netflix show, Sex Education, and he's really terrific on that. And I'll let you see him and Chloë Moretz maybe do another film together, because they actually had really good chemistry in this. And Martin Scorsese, I mean, it's kind of odd to picture that this is a Martin Scorsese movie. I mean, if you look at it, it really doesn't look like a Martin Scorsese film. I mean, you probably expect it to be maybe like a Tim Burton or even a Spielberg movie, but nope, this is a Scorsese film. And it's actually a really solid one. I mean, if you guys never seen Hugo by now, definitely check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And it's also based on a book as well, so there's that. All right, coming in at number 7 is Let Me In. Now, this is a North American remake of the Swedish film called Let the Right One In, which I actually seen one time, and that's actually pretty good. But I gotta say, I kind of prefer the remake a little more. I mean, here it stars Cody Smith McPhee as 12-year-old Owen, who spends his days plotting revenge on his tormentors, and so he spends his nights spying on other residents of the apartment complex. And so his soul friend is Abby, played by Chloë Moretz, who's a strange girl who comes with only a nighttime. And so both outcasts have a strong bond with one another. And turns out that Moretz's character might actually also actually be a vampire. It's really good. I mean, Chloë Moretz and Cody Smith McPhee were both great in this. I mean, too bad they never really done another movie together. I mean, they really had good chemistry with one another. And Cody Smith McPhee is another actor I'm glad to see getting more work in on, because he was pretty good in that movie Alpha that got released, and of course he's in the X-Men film. Now, Let Me In, believe it or not, turns 10 next year, so yeah. And not to mention, Let Me In is directed by Matt Reeves, who, by the way, is going to be directing the next Batman movie. So if you're going to want to see how good of a director Matt Reeves could be, definitely check out Let Me In. All right, coming in at number 6 is Laggies. Now, this is directed by Lynn Shelton, who's a really good director, by the way. And in it, it stars Keira Knightley as a 28-year-old person named Megan, who attends her 10-year high school reunion. And so she pretty much realizes that very little in her life has changed. And so she unexpected and she has she pretty much gets an unexpected marriage proposal from her boyfriend, and sparks a panic in Megan, causing her to pretty much wander into the night. And so Knightley's Megan character meets 16-year-old Anika, played by Chloë Moretz, who is with friends, and proceeds to, and she actually ends up hanging with the fellow teens and all. And she's pretty much trying, she's 28, but she's pretty much trying to act like she's a 16-year-old and all. And also you got the great Sam Rockwell as Chloë Moretz's dad. I mean, this is actually a really underrated little gem. It's from A24, who's always the best. I mean, I really like Chloë Moretz in this. Keira Knightley was great. Sam Rockwell was fantastic. You even had Ellie Kemper, from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt fame. It's a really fantastic, cute little coming-of-age film. And this stuff's pretty relatable too. Like, there's probably lots of people who wishes they could relive their teen life again. And yeah, I mean, definitely a relatable film. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I mean, it's kind of an underrated film. It got good reviews and all, but it didn't really like lots of people didn't really see it when it got released. It's a shame too because it's actually really fantastic. Coming in at number 5 is The Equalizer. Now, this is directed by Antoine Fuqua, and it of course stars Denzel Washington, and you got Chloë Moretz as like her character is similar. It's kind of similar to Jodie Foster's character from Taxi Driver. And I mean, in it, Denzel, plays the role of Robert McCall, who's pretty much a man of mysterious origin who believes like he has put his past behind him, and so he dedicates himself to creating like a quiet life. But however, he meets Terry, played by Chloë Moretz, who's a teenager who has been pretty much manhandled by violent Russian mobsters, and so he pretty much can't walk away. So he has to try to take down the Russian mob to protect Moretz's character. I mean, this is actually a film that shows you that Chloë Moretz is officially grown up. She was this is pretty much an adult role for her, and she was great in this. She seriously reminded me of Jodie Foster from Taxi Driver. I don't know why. Probably it's a similar role and all. But Moretz was great in this. Denzel was pretty good. I really like the scenes with Denzel and Moretz. Like, they had some pretty good chemistry on screen. The villain in this, I think the actor's name is Martin Koskas. I don't mispronounce his last name. I believe he was in one of the Spider-Man movies. He's a good actor. Never really knew how to pronounce the name, though. Also, you had Melissa Leo. Bill Pullman was in this. Really awesome film. And it's a shame that they never got to get Chloë Moretz in the sequel, though. That would have been cool to see, but I guess her storyline pretty much ended in the first film, so. Alright, coming in at number 4. It might be a little bit controversial because lots of people don't really like this one, but I don't care. Coming in at number 4 is the remake of Carrie. Now, of course, this remake was not as good as the original, but I really had fun with the Carrie remake. I mean, Chloë Moretz as the title role of Carrie, I think it's probably the best performance she's given, to be honest with you. Like, if I was to do my top 10, like, my top favorite Chloë Moretz performances, her role in Carrie might actually be number 1. Because she's actually terrific in this. And, of course, you got Julianne Moore, as Chloë Moretz's mom. Julianne Moore was terrific here as well. And also, you have a few other people like Ansel Elgort, who, of course, this is actually, I believe, Ansel Elgort's first feature film, if I'm not mistaken. That since the Carrie remake, he went on to appear in, to star in Fault in Our Stars and Baby Driver. He's a really terrific actor. I mean, I really like Ansel Elgort. And yeah, Ansel Elgort was really good in this. Also, you have Alex Russell from Chronicle fame. He played the John Travolta role, so there's that. You even had Judy Greer in this. Right, from Carrie to Halloween. Man, Judy Greer is having a thing of being in a new take on a horror classic. Anyway. Yeah, I really dug the Carrie remake. I mean, it was the ending was really bloodier than the original. I mean, the original was pretty bloody too, but this one, there was kind of more gore in this than the original. And it was also directed by Kimberly Pierce, who, by the way, directed Boys Don't Cry with Hilary Swank, which was terrific. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the Carrie remake, I recommend it. It's really good. Like I said, it's not as good as the original, but it's still pretty decent. Coming in at number 3 is Kick-Ass 2. I mean, I did not love Kick-Ass 2 as much as the first Kick-Ass, but I simply loved Kick-Ass 2. It was really fun. It was funny. Chloë Moretz, her back as Hit Girl was pretty awesome. I mean, I like the scenes with Hit Girl, like the scenes where Hit Girl pretty much takes revenge on the Mean Girls here. Like that's the scene in the kitchen is holy cow! Like when she forces those mean high school girls to puke. That scene was actually really hysterical. And I mean, Chloë Moretz as Hit Girl, she really nails that role all the time. I mean, I think she's terrific as Hit Girl, and of course this time around, like in Kick-Ass 2, this time we had Jim Carrey in this. He was terrific. Donna Faison was also in this. I really love Kick-Ass 2. I mean, I just saw Kick-Ass 2 twice in theaters, and I had fun with it. It's just awesome. All right, now coming in at number 2 is Neighbors 2 Sorority Row. Wait, yeah, Sorority Rising, I meant. I didn't say Sorority Row. Anyway, Neighbors 2 is awesome. I mean, the first Neighbors featured Seth Rogen, Zac Efron, though. No, actually, it featured Seth Rogen taking down frat boys. This time around, Zac Efron teams up with Seth Rogen and the gang to take down sorority sisters. And I just loved Neighbors 2. I mean, kind of like with Kick-Ass 2, I didn't love it as much as the first Neighbors, but I really still had fun with Neighbors 2. I mean, it was really fun. There was lots of funny jokes in this. I mean, the scenes with the sorority sisters was all good. I mean, Chloë Moretz was terrific here. Also, you had like Ike Barinholtz was also pretty funny the second time around. You had Hannibal Buress, Billy Eichner was in this. Also, you had Awkwafina was in this. A couple years before she became big with Ocean's 8 and Crazy Rich Asians. Awkwafina stole lots of scenes of this. Actually, this was kind of the movie that made me become a fan of Awkwafina. Lots of people probably say they became a fan of her thanks to Ocean's 8 or maybe Crazy Rich Asians. Nope, to me, it was Neighbors 2 that made me become a fan of her. And also, Beatty Feldstein, who's Jonah Hill's sister, was also pretty good in this. I really dug Neighbors 2, and I'd be down to see a third one, which sadly I don't think Neighbors 2 did all that well to warrant a third installment. But man, if they announced a third one, I'll be down to see one because I really love Neighbors 2, and I love Neighbors 1 as well. But anyway, all right, my number one favorite is kind of a no shocker. That is Kick-Ass, the first Kick-Ass. It's crazy to believe that next year, Kick-Ass is going to be turning 10 years old. So, yeah, there's a little tidbit for you there. I simply love Kick-Ass. I mean, it, of course, starred Aaron Taylor Johnson, before he became Quicksilver. Of course, you had Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Mark Strong was the bad guy in this. You also had Nick Cage as Big Daddy. I mean, Nick Cage was awesome as Big Daddy. I mean, my one criticism of Kick-Ass 2 was that Big Daddy wasn't in that. That was kind of my one criticism of it. Because it's probably, like, Big Daddy is probably my favorite Nick Cage roles in recent years. Nick Cage was awesome as that role, and I really like the dynamic chemistry between him and Chloë Moretz. Their chemistry is pretty good. I mean, this also was pretty violent, and Chloë Moretz, I mean, I believe she was, I can't remember how old she was when she did this movie. I think she was like 12 or 13 or something like that. But, I mean, that girl had a foul mouth. Like, who knew that a kid like that could curse that much? I mean, yeah, like Chloë Moretz really dropped lots of f-bombs as Hit Girl, and I really love her as a role. I mean, it's a shame we're probably not gonna see her as a role again because I think she really makes this role perfect. I mean, of course, there could always be an actress come along that could probably be Hit Girl a little better than Chloë Moretz, but I think like no matter who you get, you cannot like replace Chloë Moretz as Hit Girl. Like kind of like how let's see. Kind of like how Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool and Hugh Jackman was born to play Wolverine and all. think there's an argument to be made that Chloë Moretz was born to play Hit Girl. I mean, there's probably other people who play Hit Girl better, but Chloë Moretz was really born for that role. And I kind of still wish that the people over at Kick-Ass could probably do a spin-off instead, because I'll be damn. I could watch a Hit Girl spin-off all day. She's definitely an awesome hero in this. And if you guys never seen the Kick-Ass movies by now, definitely check them out. I think you'll have fun with them. And they're really downright funny. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, If I Stay. 9, The Miseducation of Cameron Post. 8, Hugo. 7, Let Me In. 6, Laggies. 5, The Equalizer. 4, Carrie. 3, Kick-Ass 2. 2, Neighbors 2. 1, Kick-Ass. Now, she's actually been in quite a few other stuff in the past couple of years. Let me pull up her credit list. She was just in that the recent remake of Suspiria, which she didn't have that big of a role, which is kind of why that film didn't end up in my top 10 list. It's pretty good in 500 Days of Summer. Let's see. Brain on Fire was not that good of a movie. The Fifth Wave is probably her worst film. Let's see. Hick is actually not bad. I mean, got a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know why. Hick was actually pretty decent. I mean, Hick had her, Blake Lively, Eddie Redmayne. The Gallup Baldwin was in that. That was actually a pretty decent film. So it's a shame that lots of people didn't really see that. She was also in the Amityville Horror. Oh man, it would be funny if Fox ends up acquiring Kick-Ass, because I'll be down to see a Kick-Ass and Deadpool crossover, and it'll be funny because Chloë Moretz was in Amityville Horror, which starred Ryan Reynolds. It would be funny if they got Chloë Moretz back as Hit Girl, and she's in Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds could easily end up making some sort of Amityville Horror joke because they played father and daughter in Amityville Horror, so that would actually be pretty fun to watch. Anyway, back on track. She was also in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the first film. Dark Shadow is actually not bad. I know lots of people didn't like that, but Dark Shadow was decent. Definitely not The Eye. Big Mama House, she was alright. Unpopular opinion, I really like movie 43. I know lots of people trash on that, and all, and that's cool. I could see why, but movie 43 is more of a guilty pleasure of mine. She's in that Louis C.K. movie, I Love You, Daddy, which is probably never going to get released. She was in Muppets Most Wanted. She's been alive. Girl is only 22 years old, and man, she's been in loads of stuff over the years. Anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite Chloë Moretz movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Tom Sells signing off.